Hey, you ready?
No shit, it's you.
Hey, 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 yeah, hey. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it. Let's chop it. Yeah, let's chop it up. Let's chop it up.
All right, this is Let's Chop It Up with Zaz, and today we got Nejma Nefertiti. What's going on?
Peace, my brother. It's great to be here.
Definitely. So tell us what's one up with you? Like what's popping? Like give us an update what you've been doing in these last few months.
Oh man, yeah. I've been writing a lot. Definitely. I got a few projects coming out. Some of them I might mention, some of them not. You gotta keep some surprises up the sleeve. You know what I mean? But I'm really excited about a lot of things that have transpired, especially during this time. And more. Getting even more grounded. I try to be, mindful of that in general, but things really changed with how New York City became, especially, you know what I mean? So yeah, I've been writing a lot, recording a lot. I've been designing clothing. In fact, this is one of my joints I'm wearing right now. It's my La Jefa line, boss lady,
Nice.
represent the crown with the cool little font.
La jefa.
Jefa, you know what I'm saying?
There
We
you
ain't
go.
out playing.
Yeah, let them know where they could get that at.
Yeah, right now, I got actually through my social media. If you hit me up through there, we can make it happen. Yeah,
Definitely.
on IG. I also got the IG for this. It's called Maroon Couture. But if people, if they want to just hit me up personally, that's okay too.
That's hot, man. That's amazing how everybody's taking that merch. That merch is like doing big things right now.
Yeah, I always
Right?
love. I know it's important, as an artist to have that because people want something tangible. They want a piece of you. You know what I'm saying? And the way I came up with this actually, I'm actually doing some streetwear courses, at the new school Parsons, combined with Complex, and
Okay.
assignments for them and stuff. I thought it was interesting. It's one of the things I did during the pandemic, and am still finishing. For fun. You know what I mean? Because I've always been interested in just like in clothing and fashion, independent. I support a lot of independent people and I'm always wearing their stuff. So I said, how about creating my own, but not just maybe, and this is cool too, like maybe putting my logo on it or like my album cover or something like that. But I wanted to create something that was even bigger than me, you know what I mean, that wasn't totally about me, but still represented me. So like La Jefa, I consider myself a boss woman. And I know that there's a lot of women out there being bosses. And, we got to represent that, so I went simple with it and just, I choose a different crown every time. I got a few designs, besides this one that I'm wearing. And, that's kind of how I came up with that. Cause I wanted it to be something, that would extend, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. You want it to go like longevity.
Yeah, and just, like a lot of people, something many people can relate to. Cause I even got some brothers like, yo, I want one of those. I'm like, it's
Yo,
like, they're like, yeah.
I was just saying it in my head, like, yo, I need to grab one of them joints.
I got one of my samples in today. And it says like barbarian with this really dope graffiti kind of font. And then it has a microphone underneath it. And on the back, it has a crown, a different one than this. And it says La Jefa with that same other font I was just telling you about. So, and it looks really great. So I'm just having fun. And basically, really what I'm doing is I'm not really doing it to like, make it big in the independent clothing or whatever, like, or like, sell to a bunch of people. I just want to wear my own shit. And if people want something, they can have it too. You know what I mean?
Listen, I used to do, I still do to this day. I do a lot of graphics
Oh,
designs, right?
good to know.
That's what I do, right? I haven't, like, I swear, I haven't bought a regular t-shirt. I'm gonna say in like 4 years.
Yeah.
Everything I wear is my stuff all day.
Yeah, that's beautiful, you know. And I there, like I said, there's some brands out there that I like. I wear a lot of inshallah clothing. I wear a lot of classic material.
Same here.
I'm always looking for women's, lines as well. Some I got a couple pieces from Pharaonic, but yeah, I just wanted to, step it up a little bit and kind of like wear something I designed, like you said. So
That's right.
and I had the time to do that, with all this going on. So it's like I've been writing, I've been recording, I've been just having fun, in my little Star Temple studios over here for real.
Listen, man, it's not where it comes from, man. It's how it lands, right?
You know what I'm saying? For real. For
It's how
real.
it lands. That's an amazing thing, man. Right now, if you got that, boom, you up. Because
Yeah,
ain't no
yeah.
studio's gonna let you come in right now and record, spitting all on their mic and everything. Oh, nobody want that.
Yeah, yeah. I got my little home studio I've been working on and building up, but it's adequate for me to do my own verses. It's adequate, for me to do a lot of different shit. So,
It
you know,
works. It works for you, man. It's all good. That's what I love it. I love being able to do my own thing in my home. It's the
word,
most
word.
amazing thing, the most amazing feeling in the world. So listen, you was on that album in Napoleon the Legends album.
Yeah, shout out to Poe, man. He's a great friend and an incredible artist. You know what I
Isn't
mean?
he? Isn't he?
Like,
Wow. You guys actually flowed nice together. I was like, they need to
you
put an album out or something. You know what I mean?
know, it's funny you said that because we working on something. We working on something.
I'll be having these views in my head. I'll be like, oh man, that'll be nice to hear for like 8, 9 tracks. You know what I mean?
Together. So you gonna have what you want, and it probably it's in a good stage. You know what I'm saying? So
Nice.
yeah, I mean, since the first time we worked together, I really loved working with him. I was a fan of his music before I met him. And we met actually working with the young people in Brooklyn and Bronx, going to like, political developments, to step into Rikers and work with the young people there. So that's how I met him. And I kept seeing him, here and there and everything. And, he shot me Encrypted Wisdom. That's the first track we did, one of my favorites to this day, you know what I mean? And it's like widely played too. So yeah, I mean, I just came out on his last joint, and we stay working together. So yeah, look out for that. Stay tuned for that because it's
Definitely. And he has a large following, that guy, man.
got a platform. You know what I
He
mean?
got his own platform, man.
An amazing catalog, and it's still
Right. It's like everything. I told him, I was praising him like crazy. He was like, "Oh man." I said, "Listen, man, you in your own lane, brother. It's amazing seeing you doing this for this long and still doing it, right?"
telling you, yeah, man, his own lane, his own timing. I mean, I love how he gets it done. Quality too. It's not just you throwing it out there. That's something I really admire. For work quality. Um, I've definitely learned a lot working with him. Also, just am always inspired, and the most thing I would say is that it's always fun. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have fun doing this shit. You know what I
You're
mean?
supposed to, yeah. It comes out better.
Hell yeah. I like to enjoy doing this. This is the culture right here. Like hip hop culture, that shit, it lights my fire. You know what I mean?
That's good, man. Yeah, we love this, don't we?
Hell yeah.
Man, I tell you, there's a track that sticks out to me that you did that kind of touches me.
Really? Which one?
Yeah, Ya Habibi.
Oh, Ya Habibi. Okay, the original.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, it just touches me because of my religion and everything, the way you broke it down. I don't think I've ever had somebody like rap like that and make a song where it actually hits home like that. You know what I mean?
That's
So
interesting.
for you, yeah, I know, right? I tell you, when I listen to stuff, I listen to it, I feel it. You know what I mean? I try to get it, like, I appreciate it because I
Yeah.
know how hard it is to do it. So when I listen to music, I appreciate the music. You know what I mean? So what was your state of mind when you wrote that song?
Yeah, that's a special one. That's a special one. I was definitely inspired. I ain't gonna say no names and stuff, but I was just, I was inspired at that time. That came out like in like 2015. So I actually was inspired by a person that I met. And it just like reminded me about like, the song itself is about, souls I feel that knew each other from before, meeting again like in another lifetime, but like recognizing each other and acknowledging it. Because I think, the soul never dies. I think it goes on. This is just a stepping stone of a journey on this earth that we're in, you know what I mean? So I think that that was a big part of it. That was the meaning of it, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to, be a little playful and flirtatious and have some fun and do something people might want to dance to. Cause I wasn't really doing that. And I had always kind of wanted to. And, it's nice to kind of put a different flair on something, and to be honest, I kind of was nervous to put it out there, you know what I mean? Cause I never really put anything out like that. It was a little bit vulnerable because, I was showing another side of myself as a woman. And I'm talking about love and lust and all this stuff, man. You know what I mean? And so
Not to cut you off,
yeah, yeah.
but your artist, that's what made you. That's what
Yeah,
made you there.
right,
You wear your feelings, you show your feelings, and you
right.
put them in your verses.
And I've been doing that more as time went on, and I think that really set it off for me. For Ya Habibi, it's actually a lot of people's favorite song. I get a lot of compliments on it. It still keeps coming up, and like I said, I released that in 2015. This brother, Musa Bayek from Jordan, actually produced the beat, and
Mm.
touch, on social media for years. And, he was like, what do you think of this? And I was like, I think I want to get on it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, this is incredible. And he also, sampled Kalthum. And, I mean, everybody knows who that is. I mean, she's
Mm-hmm.
legend, greatest Arabic singer ever, and I thought it was really dope that like, that she was sampled as well. Cause it's just like, I always want to bring our strong women into the mix. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where I was at with it. I told a story and it was kind of like a dreamy kind of thing. And
Yes.
it flew and it still flies. People still want me to perform that.
Listen, that's timeless music, man.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a good one. I just released Ya Habibi Part 2. And, yeah, and that was interesting too. But yeah, Ya Habibi is definitely a special one. It'll always be really dear to my heart. You know what I mean?
But let me tell you, you have all types of artists, right? I say you got artists that live for the time, right? The present time. And then you got artists that make music for timeless, right?
Yep, absolutely. And you always want to go for that.
I feel like when you do timeless music, when it comes to your feelings, I'm going to relate to it. The generation after that's going to relate to it. And it's just going to go on and on and on and on and on.
Right.
So you have something special that you're doing.
No, you're not the first one that said that too, even specifically about that track. And I feel blessed to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know if that was really on my mind, but I knew it was special, and I knew that me being nervous to put it out meant I really should. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. When you feel that way, put that thing out, man.
Yep.
Because
I've
that could
learned.
be the greatest. You know what I mean? That could be the greatest. And I noticed too that you also, do you feel like you're like a kind of an activist in a
Yeah,
positive way?
absolutely. I consider myself to be very revolutionary minded, and I try to keep it in my daily practice that way as well. Even down to like, the way I use things in life, the things I buy, who I support and don't support, who I really, rock with and don't rock with, and why I put things out there. Always making sure I'm working with the young people and just putting my I mean, I consider, my thoughts and politics to be pretty radical, compared to some people. And then, some people, I feel like, wow, I admire their radicalness. You know what I mean? I'm like, I want to get where they are. But yeah, I mean, I don't, again, like, yeah, when people are like, oh, are you right or you're left? I'm like, I'm just radical, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a revolutionary. That's where I always strive to be.
That's a
You know,
great answer. That's a great answer to give. You know, yeah, because you don't bite your tongue.
right, right. And sometimes it's hard. It's not easy to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I've gotten in crazy conversations with people, and sometimes it can cause a lot of issues, you know what I mean? But I'm okay if my circle has gotten smaller because of it and everything like that, or just, you know what I mean? I'm good. I just want to be authentic, and that it's a skill to do that. It's not easy. It's like, oh yeah, go be authentic. Like it's not easy all the time. It's a lot of sacrifice that goes with that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, just daily.
So my you say so my you say that you lose and you gain because of that?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think there are some losses, but I think the gains are so worthy. You know what I'm saying? And those losses, technically, really, they're not losses to me because I'm not really fucking with it anyway. You know what I mean? So I'm so good with it, I'm so good with being independent and just kind of like making my own, going down my own road, making my own road, because it wasn't really one for me, you know?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So to me, to move forward to your music now, to me, like I always come out and I ask the artist, okay, your first release, right? The reason why I do that is because I want to know where you're coming from, right? So with you, it's kind of hard to do that, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because I feel like your energy gets stronger as the music comes, right?
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
release is stronger and stronger, right? So it's not the same energy. It's like experiences, right? Experiences in the everyday life. That's what you put in your music, and you represent that. And that's why I have so much respect for you. So to me, what's the one, like all of them stick out to me the same way. Like they're hard. They're like they hit home. You know what I'm saying? So let me just go through a few here. Rise to the occasion, right? I,
Right.
I feel like rise to the occasion, when you put that out, it was like, yo, you could call me what you want.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still representing. And I'm
Yeah.
representing, listen, and I'm representing me. And this is how I come, right?
Yep.
Explain that to me. Like, what was the like, what made you do that? Like, what made you come out like that?
I think a lot of it had to do with working with Breakbeat Lou. Shout out to him. I mean, he's been doing this since I was born. He's a huge part of hip hop culture. I think that in fact the first song that we ever made together that is on Rise to the Occasion is called The Zone. And I think that's one of my favorite tracks to this day. We did it in one damn take, and like I'm not saying that that can't be done. Of course it can, but I remember me wanting to do it again, and he said that energy right there that you captured, he said that was it, and that's perfect in itself. You know what I mean? And I remember at that moment being like, oh wow, like it really changed everything. And that was in 2015. Because sometimes we might do things again and again, and we do lose that. If there usually if there's not nothing, if a first take is adequate to me in the way that I, like said it, my spit my lyrics or whatever, um, I'm probably going to use it because there's no need for me to do it over. I find that when I have done it over, I go back and I like the first one the best anyway. You know what I'm saying? You get a lot of practice that way, but you live and you learn. It's a journey, and I think that that was a special EP in general, because it was my first release since I've come back to New York, because I was traveling for a while. I was gone
I was
for a
gonna
while.
say.
Yeah, and I came back around that time, around 2014. And I remember I went to a show with my sis La Bruja to see her perform. And that's where I met Breakbeat Lou. He was at that show, and we just kind of like connected, you know what I'm saying? And then, when he sent me that first beat, we recorded that in person together. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the other ones we just sent tracks back and forth, but the first few times we did our tracks, he was at my home studio and we were working together. And so I think that had a lot to do with it too, because he had obviously a lot of knowledge and energy to give me on this, in this culture and on this front, because, he's been doing it for so long. And, I really also looked up to him and admired all his work, you know what I'm saying? So, it was definitely an honor. And I think that, that I wanted to rise to the occasion. I felt that, I had come back to New York and that this was an opportunity. I wanted to come back home, and it's hard here, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to work hard to be here and to stay here and survive here and thrive here, let alone, if you don't just want to survive, man, like, I want to have fun too. I want to experience joy, you know what I mean? So I think that, those were the beginning stages of me being back. So it was so special to me to be doing that project. And that's why I named it that, Rise to the Occasion, because I felt like, you know what? Like, I'm about to rise to this. Like, yes, you know what I'm saying?
You did though.
You feel me? So so that was the start of like me releasing things, because I wasn't really actually releasing things too much besides mixtapes or things like that, and just being on, other people's stuff. But I really wanted to represent, like you said, who I am, who I was, because I feel like even then I've come such a long way, now 2020, I even listen to that and I can see how my craft has flourished from that time, so it's like that was a special one as well. So I think all that combined kind of like made it what it was.
Exactly. And you notice too how relevant it is still to this day.
I noticed, man, especially heavy, if anybody's interested. I mean, like, all of it I have actually. Yeah, I listened to it not too long ago. I like to go back and just see how things were then and how they are now, and kind of like you learn from yourself, you learn about yourself that way. And I think it helps you as an artist too. But yeah, I went back not too long ago and I was like, wow, man, like this, it's definitely still relevant.
Let me ask you a question though, right? And you could probably agree, you think that when you was doing the features on the mixtapes and everything, you feel like you were being yourself during that time?
Yeah, I
You
do.
think so?
I think I was being myself to the best of my ability, but I also think I was still getting to know myself. I mean, I think we always are.
You were just trying to mesh, right?
I was trying to find out who I really am and what it is that I'm supposed to do with this craft. You feel me? Like, so I'm like, okay, yes, I could do that. Yeah, I could collab, I could get on this dope street stuff. And I love that stuff because that's where I'm from. So I love being on that kind of stuff. Like, I will never not
do that.
Yeah, for real. Cause I mean, that's it ever. But I think, I think that I can say that I know who I am now. And back then I was striving and struggling to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? So it has that growth, that growth factor. That's a good question, man.
See, I like dissecting everything.
Yeah, I see.
Right?
This ain't no cookie cutter.
It ain't your fault. It ain't your fault though.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that when you went to travel, that happened, right? You traveled. I think you found yourself through your travels, right?
Oh man.
At least the beginning of it.
Oh, hell yeah. Because I think traveling has helped me grow as a person, as a woman, as a as an aunt, as an artist. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, all that shit. Like, I think, it really has opened my eyes to a lot, because, I lived with a lot of different families and stuff growing up. I also been in foster care. I've been around, you know what I'm saying? So I got to experience a lot of different cultures, foods, dances, all kinds of stuff. And I feel like that went even further once I left. Once I left New York, left New Jersey, went to California, went to Venezuela, went to Iraq. You know what I'm saying? That really like it just changed. It changes you, and for the better, definitely for the better.
Yeah, I definitely feel like you're well rounded, and it shows a lot, So, El Grito de la Madre Tierra.
Ah,
You you went in on that joint.
thank you. Yeah, that was so special when we did that in Venezuela. Speaking of traveling, we recorded that in Venezuela. I was out there with about 100 other delegates, including myself, from all over the world, 19 countries, 12 indigenous nations. We all came through to Veroes, to Yaracoy, in these 3 Afro-Indigenous maroon communities. No money, no running water, nothing like that. Type of place that I've ever really been in, except that I have lived without running water, and I have lived without, and therefore, like, when I was out there, I found myself really like being, feeling grateful for like all the things that I've been through that I wish that I wasn't going through at the time, where it's just like, dang, man, really? Like cold water in the winter, or like anything like that, maybe, not enough food in the crib, or like, these struggles, that struggles, it's just like, it obviously it wasn't the same as that, but I knew how to adapt and survive because of it. And I had the time of my life there, the time of my life, and we,
How about that?
yeah, man, we all met to come together to make a plan of action for the salvation of Mother Earth. It was a very political, very beautiful, heartfelt, unified journey over there.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And everyone that you hear on there, Maure, Andres, Amus, Giselle, Hisel Sanath, all together recorded that in about 30 minutes, because that's all the time we had to do that song. And they really pulled it together, and they made a really great, beautiful, beautiful video of our experience over there too, to complement the actual song. Yeah, man, that was such a special, magical night. I mean, just
wow.
in Agua Negra out there, like just, and they're like laughing out, and we're like, oh my God, yo, we had a ball.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Man, I tell you, you got a lot of good stuff here, man.
I appreciate you, man. I wrote a story about that experience too. It was published through Counterpunch. I wrote a little. It's I think it was about, I can't remember if it was 9 pages or 12 now. But I wrote like about my experience there as an artist, and about what we were doing out there and stuff, because it was so important. I wanted to tell it in another way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you got to send me that. Definitely. That's nice, man. So you put out, you know what I like about you? How you put out the singles, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you listen, you tease a lot, man. You tease a lot.
I do like doing that.
You don't know.
You don't know.
That
Yes.
was strong, man. That was
Man,
strong.
I came to Breakbeat Lou with that idea. I said, you know what? Because I always loved that track by Dawn Penn, that No 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 track. I always, that's one of my all-time favorite like reggae joints. And I just had this idea of it, being flipped into hip hop, and I was like, man, because I've heard some remixes that people have done, but I was like, I was telling Breakbeat Lou, yo, man, what you think about this? Let's do this. And he did it. He made the beat, and then I laid the track down, and it was like that also was another turning point for me too, because I used a different tone on that joint, and I was talking my shit.
I was gonna say, you sounded real comfortable on that track.
Yes, I got comfortable on it, and I was talking shit.
Definitely.
You know I mean, so it's like the whole concept was like, you don't love me, you just love the way that I rap. Like, you don't really know me. You ain't trying to get to know me. You just see me rapping on that stage, and you getting excited about that, but you don't know me.
You don't know me. You got that right, man. I tell you, you like I always say, right, when I listen to your music, that you wear your feelings out there, right? You put it out there. Um, the dear the dear mama.
Oh, yeah, that's feelings right there.
That one was deep, man.
Yeah, I asked Breakbeat Lou to do that too. That was my idea for him to. Do you know where that beat comes from? That sample? Do you hear a specific sample in there?
Uh
Maybe later listen to it.
listen to it again and then see what's good. Yeah.
But I'll just let you know because my mother passed like going on. Well, it's a little over 2 years now. You know what I mean? And she introduced me to hip hop. She was a very special. I mean, mothers are special. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
it's just like losing a mother. Also, that was a turning point for me. I wasn't. I'm not the same after that. You know what I mean? It's just it is what it is. But I know that she's with me, and like some days are harder than others. With all that. But she really loved a lot of music. Again, she introduced me to hip hop and house mostly. But she loved a lot of music, and she really loved that Hotel California song.
Hotel California.
Yes, she loved that because it was it represented the struggle with heroin and stuff like that. I don't know if everybody knows that, but there's a lot of deep meaning in that song, and she struggled with that. She struggled with addiction and stuff like that. So I think, like many people, you relate to things. Plus, it's a great all-time classic, joint, you know what I mean? So, and that's timeless. People listen to that now, so
Exactly.
so I asked Breakbeat Lou, I was like, yo, you think you could flip this into like something? And I was like, and I was thinking of, and so it was that sample that made the beat. And then I used to always rap like Dear Mama from Pac. I used to rap that to my mom when it came on and stuff.
Man.
And so he also sampled Tupac's voice and put it in there, and he kind of put it in there in his own kind of way too. I really like how he did it because I didn't expect it to be that way. And so yeah, that was a special one, man. And also, Lou lost his mother, and he loved his mother so much, and so we kind of bonded on that note. And like, once he did that, and then I put it down, I made like I made a little video, just me and my brother out there, my little brother out there, where we spread her ashes. So I did a video for that too. It's on YouTube. Just like self-produced and stuff. It's nothing very meaningful. But the about it sometimes is that, she always wanted me to like make a song for her. And it's like, I didn't do it until after she was gone, you know what I mean? And, it's like, that hits, that hits. So,
but you know what though? She was able to see the creativity of it, all of it coming together, the recording process. That's why it came out so beautiful. You know what I mean? She was there with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I can feel that, even when I talk about her and other people, and we're just having conversations, I can feel her like looking at me, just smiling at me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So you got a lot of music. Definitely got a lot of music here.
Well, you know what? I got some stuff coming, man. Some new stuff,
and that's gonna be more stuff coming now, huh?
Yep.
I like how you're very creative with the titles too of the music.
Oh, thank you. I try to be. I mean,
And with the artwork too. When you look at your artwork, it's like, man, you do need to put these on shirts. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
thank you.
You know,
I do my best. Sometimes I feel like, damn, man, this could have been better or whatever. But I really do my best. The best that I could do. I always want to give people my best. And if we're always gonna kind of, as artists, we're gonna move forward and be like, okay, I could have did that. But that's the beauty of it, because you could do it next time. You know what I mean? And like, I feel like, as time has gone on, especially now, the things that I'm doing right now, I feel like the quality of everything is going up, and I'm so excited. I feel like I deserve it.
Exactly. And Ned, they always watching, man. Even though Even though you might think that they're not, listen, they're watching, man. They're watching.
No, I don't forget that. I don't forget that. You right. You right. They be looking.
They always watching, man. I'm telling you.
Ain't that the truth?
Red, Black, and Dreams.
Ooh, yes.
Red, Black, and Dreams, right?
Another thing, yeah.
Explain that.
So Red, Black, and Dreams is something that me and La Bruja did. I basically, and so this was a hard time. We were both going through some stuff in our life. It was right around the time when my mother first died, you know? And so at the time, we were seeing each other, working together a little more and just kind of like, sharing these struggles, right? And La Bruja has always been like a mentor, and I've always been a fan of hers as well, because she a OG out here, you know what I'm saying? But I basically brought a heartbeat, just to like, brought that joint, and I set the keyboard up and everything so that I could flip sounds, and then she'll be like, oh yeah, I like that one, and I'll be like, all right, and then she'll play it as I record her. So she basically composed the whole thing from a MIDI keyboard. She composed the whole thing. All those rhythms and things that you hear, that's her playing it on the MIDI keyboard while I was sitting there recording her and changing the sounds, and we're having a ball.
La Bruja been around, man.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, sometimes people don't like see how talented, people see how talented she is, but they don't give her a chance to flourish in other ways, like production and stuff. Like she's a musician too, man. Like people don't really like recognize that sometimes, but she's an incredible musician. So working with her, and actually I was in awe, like watching her do this shit. I was like, wow, man, that sounds real. You're not doing your shit on the keyboard, but she knew those rhythms, you know what I mean? That's her culture. She knows, so I got on that. She wrote her part, she got on it. I played a few little drum parts or whatever, but she basically composed it. And I think maybe I didn't release it till a year later because I wanted two people, Giselle, the singer that you hear on The Cry of Mother Earth.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted her to sing on it. And I wanted Ben Barson, the sax player from Afro Yaki Music Collective. That's the band that I'm also a member of. I wanted him to play sax on it. So I ended up getting them on it close to a year later. And then actually me and Brew decided to release the original version without the sax on it because it changed it so much. You know what I'm saying?
And put that sax on there.
Yes. So like, it gave it that Renaissance kind of feel to me. So that's why when we had him on it, we called it the Renaissance remix. And then Red, Black, and Dreams is just a straight up like Afro house, deep kind of Afro house joint. Deep. So, I mean, that was really special too, because we produced that together. I mixed and mastered it too and stuff. It took me forever. And that's not something I really love doing. Because I'm still working on it, to be honest. I'm not really where I want to be in that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really interested right now in making my own beats. I really love working with other producers. My thing with production is more on the sound design, like, side of things. But, you never know for the future. But, yeah, Red, Black, and Dreams, we just wanted to do something different. We wanted to do something to make people dance, but that had a message and kind of like an ode to hip hop and house music and Taino culture and just whole like music.
You go in with the ethnics. Everything is like, man, it's like you take us for a ride, right?
Yeah.
You take us for a ride. That I appreciate that. I like taking rides and stuff like that and checking everything out.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man, because I like doing that too with music. I listen to all kind of music to inspire me, not just hip hop. Like
exactly. So one of my favorites, right? Quintona.
Ah, yeah.
When you come up with these names, though, it's like, wow, it's insane.
Yeah, well, you know what? I was gonna actually, at first it was Nejtona, and actually a brother named Iron Sheik. He inspired me to call it Queen Tona. He said, nah, man, you got Queen. I said, oh, Queen Tona. Yes, that has a ring to it. So I was like, yeah, it's going to be the Queen Tona.
Queen Tona. Rapid fire.
Yes,
Rapid Fire Blaze.
Coming out on that like.
You went off on that track.
I had to. That's like a classic. That's a classic kind of beat.
Were you mad when you made that beat? When you recorded that, were you mad?
I might have to think about something to get mad.
I think you felt some kind of way when you made that track.
No, I think I was.
Who are you talking to?
I was trying to let people know, man. I'm talking to anybody. You know, I was just trying to let people know. Look, man, my skills are worthy, and I'm coming out. And doors down if you don't let me in.
Yo, listen, man. I heard that. I was like, yo, I think she's talking to me. What's going on here, yo? You was going in on that track. I was like, damn.
Oh man, yeah, it's energetic.
Listen, everything is like perfect with that though. The artwork, the name of it, right? It looks like a movie, right? Like a movie poster, doesn't it?
I thought so too. Like I'm a race car driver. You know, I kind of wanted.
No, you look like somebody's gonna make somebody get out of their race car.
I'm gonna have to jack somebody's race car, man. You know what I mean? They didn't want to give me one. I can't help it.
Oh my God. So explain that. Yeah, you were coming hard with that, right? It's like you were throwing punches. Anybody could get it, right?
Yeah, man, I was just throwing punches. You know, I was flexing a little. You know, we MCs, we gotta do that. We gotta flex. You know, and yeah, there was a lot of passion in it, and it was honoring hip hop. It was an ode to hip hop. It was that classic kind of like hard, you know, just
that classic feel.
Exactly. So you know, I just had to make sure it was in that pocket, you know, and you know, I recorded that several times to get the kind of cadence that I wanted.
That came out nice. I like that.
Thank you.
That came out nice.
My vocals, just like recording my own vocals. I used to hate the way that my vocals sounded when I recorded it.
Why is that? Why let's talk about that a little bit. Why you think that is when we record our own vocals, right? Like they come out all right, but we feel like we gotta mix a lot.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of that, you know, well, you know what, personally for me, I think that I needed to learn how to record myself straight up. Like you know, not just that. I needed to find my voice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I needed to find my tones. I needed to find like what kind of facial expressions do I make that changes my tone if I want that to happen. You know, if I want to give it a softer feel, maybe I'll smile while I'm doing it. You know, or maybe I'm thinking about something like, you know, I really, it took me a few years to really play with those tones and kind of like, you know, get the level that I wanted, you know, and now I love it. Now I'm really proud of where I'm at, and I love how I'm recording my vocals. And I've gotten several compliments too and engineering credits, you know, because of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's because I practiced again and again, you know, and I use my equipment in all kinds of different ways to really experiment, and then got it to a place where it was to my liking, you know, because then, you know, it's frustrating when you don't really have that. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Especially now. I think everybody's getting tested right now.
Yes.
Everybody.
Definitely. So, you know, I just think it's a matter of putting those hours in. And you know something, sometimes people could just get it right away and sometimes they don't. I'm not ashamed of none of that. I don't mind that it took me that, you know, amount of time to get, you know, to a place like where I was happy with it. You feel me? And where I felt like, okay, you know what? I'm doing my thing with these vocals now. Okay. And I could feel like, you know what? I've come a long way. Because there's some things that I'm just really naturally great at. And then there's some things that I really need to keep practicing. Like the mixing and mastering isn't really something that comes so naturally to me. Whereas like, you know, creating sound design, like for the background of films and things like that, that is something that I naturally am good at. You know what I mean? And I found out that cool. My professor was like, yo, you have something with this. And I was like, yeah, I felt that. Like, you know.
That's what's up. Man, you could definitely hear it though. You could definitely hear like so the last several tracks that you put out so far, that was all you?
Yeah, that was me recording, but actually the last few tracks that I've put out, I now found a beautiful engineer to work with. Because a lot of the times I don't want to do everything, like maybe there will be something. That's why I admire artists who do that, who produce and make the beat and mix and master and do the whole thing. Maybe I will do that in the future, but right now, I'm really enjoying working with other people, where like, look, I'm gonna have somebody else mix and master my stuff. I'm still practicing that. You know what I mean? When I
Yeah.
get where I think it's worthy to my liking, then I'm gonna put that out. So that's what I'm doing. I'm practicing. But Mr. Buddha, he's from Egypt, 21 years old, talented brother, has now become a great friend as well. He's been my mixing and mastering engineer, and I love it. And I love what he does with my voice. I love his work. He works quickly, efficiently. He puts the quality in there. I'm loving it. And
Nice.
I also love involving people from different parts of the world in my projects too. This is a young brother who's trying to make his way. You know what I'm saying? And so if I could do that for him, I like what he does. Let's do it.
That's
You
how
know,
I feel, man. I feel the same way. Because to
no,
be honest, when I was coming up, when I was really doing the hip hop thing and I was coming up, we didn't have these outlets that we have now.
not. We did not. Nah, man.
It was all word of mouth. It was all who you know. Here's my CD or
Yup,
my tape that never gets to the person, right?
yup. And you ain't never really have the ability to be so self-sufficient with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's actually why I did go to school, because I wanted to learn. And people are like, oh, I could have taught you, but it's like you wasn't gonna do that. You wasn't gonna spend the time and energy with the way that you did for me doing it. And I got my scholarship and everything. So, luckily, like, I don't have loans and shit, but like, yo, I graduated valedictorian in music production. And I did so many different aspects: theory, arrangement, composing, music for gaming, all that kind of stuff. And I
Look at
got
that.
interested in. You feel me? Like, as far as like career wise, you know what I mean? Like, maybe something that I would actually want, that could be lucrative, not just, making my own music, but like, creating like music for sound libraries and stuff. I'm really I like.
So are you digging that right now? Like are you looking to do that? Like maybe do some video game music or some, theater music or anything like that?
Absolutely. Like, I have my resume been getting up on that. I've had a few independent things here and there, in a theater production. I've had, some background music used, in like, some, independent documentaries, a couple independent films. So, as well as wanting my actual music in film and TV, which it has always been a goal of mine, because I love that. You know what I mean? I just love it. Like, cause I'm watching things, I watch a series here and there. I get into something to inspire me, or take my mind somewhere else, and I'll listen to the sounds, the music that they play. And I'm like, that would be dope. Like, I mean,
Nice.
something. And actually the person who really inspired me for that was RZA. He's one of my favorite people of all time, just in general, just as an artist, as a producer, as a composer. He inspired me to want to create sound design, and also to get music like in the film and TV and stuff, because I just think it's so fucking cool.
It
you know
is. It is cool, man.
so,
Especially when you're in it, you're like, man, I did that too. You know what I mean? Yeah, I did that too.
you know, I just think it's fun, and I think it just gives me like a thrill. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not? So I'm always pushing forward with those kind of things too.
That's nice. That's nice. You got to be well rounded in this game, man.
No
You can't
doubt.
just you can't
Doubt.
just eat one way. You got to eat.
I know you need to know how to saute, fry, bake, all that.
That's right. That's right. Definitely, man. So we don't pray for enemies.
Oh yeah.
So you hooked up, right? You hooked up with Mr. Boda,
Mr. Buddha, yup.
Mr. Buddha.
The Buddha. I know it looks like Buddha, but it's pronounced Buddha. So yeah, he's the MC rapping on that, and he also mixed and mastered it. And then the beat is made from I think it's called 300 Productions. He calls himself. He's already
Mm,
in Mr. Buddha's, circle. So
nice.
yeah, I thought I love that track because he raps in Arabic and he does it so beautifully and well, and I think we sound great together.
Arabic
It's amazing,
is
right?
amazing.
It sounds amazing. And Ya Habibi Part 2 was the first time I ever rapped in Arabic.
I saw that. I was like, she's showing off right now.
Yeah, I say, it's like I just like to challenge myself and branch out into the skills and do things that kind of might make me feel uncomfortable. Cause I'm like, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, you might want to explore that. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. And
Like
I feel like
for enemies I love that joint, man.
definitely, definitely. Well, let me ask you a question though. What, you didn't feel like it wasn't enough that you did Ya Habibi part one and then you came back and had to do a part two? Why you had to kill us like that?
And I know I don't do part two, but then, I heard that beat. And actually that beat was so interesting to me when I heard it. I got at my boy real quick and was like, yo, that's mine. Don't let nobody get on it. And he told me, he said that somebody had gotten on it. And then I sent him mine and he said, all right, yo. He said, I'm gonna let you do it.
I lost the beat, right? Something happened in the computer. I lost the beat.
It's funny. When I heard that, I immediately thought of that. And I was like, oh my God, this is Ya Habibi part two. It's a part two. I'm like, yo, I didn't know it was going to be a part two, for real. And it kind of went into the more ethereal side of it. You know what I mean? Like maybe even before part one. You know?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did do that, definitely.
So I
But
had fun. Actually, the dude who produced that, his name is Cass Merck. And he was one of the first people that ever really heard me rap. He went to my high school talent show and seen like me perform for the first time. He's seen me on the streets, and he was probably one of the first people to ever really record me on tape. And
wow.
years and years went by, and we found each other on Facebook, and he was still doing his damn thing with the beats. And I was like, my brother, what is good? And he sent me that joint, and I said, okay, we gonna do something. And at first I thought we was gonna do a single, but we working on an album now.
Oh, that is amazing. That
Yeah,
that is amazing.
that's
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I feel that you have like that combination right now with that sound. I think that'll be great. So
Yeah,
you're gonna go with the same flow or you're gonna switch it up?
it's like there's things in there. There's nothing like Ya Habibi Part Two. That's gonna be on the album too. That's actually, so that popped it off, and that kind of has its own special flow. Um, because of the rhythms that I use, like with my lyrics and stuff. So there will be other tracks like that because he made like kind of like he did make this boom bap stuff, but he also made this more modern kind of trappy sounding, hip hop. I wouldn't call it trap necessarily, but it's not like your regular classic boom bap. It does have a modern flair to it. But I love it, and I think it sounds amazing, and I think that shit bumps. And I think he did a great job because he's been doing that for years. It's like I don't even know. It's been a long time, man, over 15 years. And
Nejma, man, you a real one. You a real one though. You're a real one.
yeah, and here we are again. I'm like, okay, we need to do a project. Like, it's only right. You know what I'm saying? That we honor this friendship, this connection, this love and belonging to hip hop culture that we have. I mean, he knew me when I was 15, like just first really kind of rapping my own stuff.
How
You know,
about that? How about that? But your whole growth from everything from the mixtapes to the last single to everything that you've done, you could tell your growth is there and you're definitely doing your thing. Do you feel like you're where you want to be right now?
I feel like I'm going where I want to go. You know what I'm saying? I feel like and so that is where I want to be is basically like in my freedom. So another, I would say yes, but that I'm not, I'm never gonna be,
Content.
content. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. Like I'm always going to want to take it further. I'm always going to want to challenge my creativity, but being able to be free to do that and be who I am where I'm the only one holding me back is a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? So I think that I'm kind of like I'm where I want to be and who I am, and like I think that way I'll get where I want to be, which is just the stuff I was telling you about, you know what I mean? Like film and just things like that, just the multimedia kind of aspect of my work and everything kind of coming together like to flourish, you know what I'm saying? Even with the merch, with my designs, I
I think you're at peace though.
yes, I am at peace. I am. And I think a lot of that has to do with so much loss. You know what I mean? Just in life and losing my mother, losing, my cousin, losing my brother Majesty, just losing a lot of people. I think that it there's something that has me appreciating life and finding a certain peace in the way that I live and the things that I do, because I know that it's so precious and it's so like you don't want to take that for granted. I mean, I've also had my freedom taken away, which will make me a different person in general from others, because there's things that I'll never take for granted. I don't care what I have or don't have. I will never take certain things for granted. You know what I mean? And that's an experience that I have personally made to my advantage instead of to my detriment. You know what I mean? Where like, we have these traumas and stuff. And what, I try to be a magician with it. I'm a magician. I'm an alchemist. I like to make that into something else that's more positive for me and then extending it to my community. You know what I'm saying?
You live longer that way.
For real. And you live feeling more fulfilled too. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm creating a legacy, you know?
But you know what though, Nedge? If you don't have that inner peace, man, I tell people all the time, you're not gonna do nothing in life. I hate to sound so vague and harsh, but it's the truth.
It's
Um,
you need that.
and I learned that definitely you got to have that inner peace with yourself
Absolutely.
because your inner sparks, right?
Mm-hmm.
People see that. People see that.
Yep. The inner does shine.
It shines through, man, and people get that vibe, and nobody's gonna want to mess with you. Nobody's gonna want, you know what I mean? You don't want that in life, especially if you're trying to do what you're trying to do. We gotta we gotta shine, man. We're here to make people feel good, right?
Absolutely. And that's what people that right there is, to me, that's legacy. Like how did I make people feel? That's what they're gonna remember. You know what I mean? They're gonna remember that, and they're gonna remember my spirit. And so like in other words, like you're saying, if I don't have peace within myself with who I am, that's not gonna come off to other people, like, so. And something like, it's a journey, like, everybody has their own process, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm in a good place now, but I wasn't always there. I had to find that, I had to work on that, and I had to be deliberate, and I had to really want that and choose it, you know what I'm saying, and be like, you know what, when you have that, it's like really nobody can do anything to you.
Stop it.
Nobody can, you're unstoppable. Like, even with all the obstacles that you go through, if you have that, you could respond to those things in certain ways instead of like letting it rock your world, and there's always going to be things that, that rock our world, but that's life. You know what I'm saying? And like, we all have our down days, but like, you know what? I think that peace is what keeps us going when we have that. You know what I'm saying?
It balances everything out, doesn't it?
It's so important. I'm
It
so glad.
balances everything out. Definitely.
I,
Let me ask you something.
by the way, I can feel that in your energy and your spirit.
I appreciate that. I work hard to get where I'm at right now, honestly. You know what
Word.
I mean? Honestly. But let me ask you, right?
Yeah.
Who would you want to work with?
I you know
Who would you want to work with? Be honest.
I have that all the time. So right now there's this singer. I think her name is pronounced Naika. I really want to work with her. I would love to work with her. I love her music, her sound. She's a singer, so obviously it would be like, we would, I would rap, she would sing or whatever. But I really love her and her work. And she's like someone that I've recently kind of become acquainted with, but I don't know her, you know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
I would love to work with Azalea Banks. I love that. Yo, Azalea Banks, man. And you know,
I can see that. I can see that though.
yes, I'm a fan of her work because you know what? She gets on those kind of dance kind of beats too, and she be killing it. When
Yes,
she
she
came
does.
on too, I was like, who the fuck is this? Like,
She does, doesn't she?
I love it.
She
I love
does. She does.
I don't have no idea if she would ever even, think about working with me, but that is someone that I would aspire
Never
to.
say that. Never say that. Never say that. Take it
Yeah,
from me.
wouldn't, but you just never know. But I don't know her, so I'm kind of
Reach
putting that.
out. Reach out, Nedge. Reach out.
Yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I
You need
should.
to reach out and put
Word,
that link in there. Put that link in there. Be like, look, this is all my stuff right here, yo. Have fun. Have fun. Get back to me
word,
when you're done with all of that.
word.
Right?
Yeah. No, I mean, I have done that with artists too. That that I don't know them, and I just want to try. Yo, another artist I would love to work with, Papoose. I
Really?
love man. Yeah, I love his shit. Like he's such a lyricist, and he's like I would love to do a real hardcore like street track with him. That would be so incredible to me. You know what I mean? I really feel he's one of my favorite MCs actually.
Okay.
Yep, he's one of my favorite MCs.
All
And
right.
then some people think this is like they're like really Nez, but I would love to work with Bad Bunny.
Listen, that boy's talented though.
Bad Bunny be doing.
Talented.
I love what he stands for, and just like you know what I mean. I just think his music is great, and I love to dance to his music, and I think and I would work with him in a heartbeat. You know what I mean?
And he's free.
Exactly, exactly, and he's doing his own damn thing. So you know what I mean. And I guess if I was to say like maybe someone more independent, those are the people off the top that I've been wanting to work with. Um, because I work with La Bruja and I work with Napoleon. So I'm working with them and I love those are my two favorite people to work with thus far who are I can work with them. I'm gonna tell you something like with independent artists, it's really hard and it's a risk to want to work with a new person. And I'm gonna tell you why, because you don't know yet if they have the motivation. You don't know yet if they're gonna send you the track back and then you're gonna be waiting on them and then you gotta have an awkward moment and be like, hey, like I gotta move on or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like it's like I feel it's risky, and I gotta wait and see a lot of the times. And I feel like I'm really trying to just work with people who are really motivated, who are gonna get that track to me, um, and that we're gonna do something with it. You know what I'm saying? So right now, again, because of that, my favorite people to work with is Napoleon, La Bruja.
Because they business. It's business. They
They business.
live off of that.
Yep. Yep. And so do I. Like I don't got a 9 to 5. This is my work, and I've been
Dad,
building
you eating off of your craft. That is the most amazing blessing you can have in the world.
truly, truly. And it's hard work. It really is. And it's like you're always working. You don't really ever have time off. But you know what? I love it. I really do. And I love the freedom in that because I'm still doing what I want. You know what I mean? And like, I can dress how I want. I can say what I want. I can work with who I want. You know what I'm
So
saying?
see, Ned, you're free.
I'm free.
You're free.
I'm free.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm very grateful for that. And I'm grateful that I know that that's where I want to be. Because, sometimes you want to figure out what do you want to do? I know that that's where I want to be. You know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful. That's amazing. Man, I needed to talk to you.
Yeah, I really appreciate this. This was
I needed to talk to you.
ask the regular questions, no shade to nobody or nothing. But actually the last few interviews I've been doing have been really great. But I love that that you came with other questions, you know what I'm saying, and other things. And I do like how you kind of like dissect things. You're like, yo, but what was this? Where was your mindset?
Because Nedge, I feel like I know you because of your music.
That's amazing. I I feel really like honored to hear that, man. You know what I mean?
You
It
know?
means that heart out there.
So just imagine how many other people feel that way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's incredible to be able to do that for real. You
When
know?
I heard you on the Napoleon joint, I was like, yo, I was like, get out of here. She's on his joint. I was like, damn, I didn't even know that you guys knew each other like that. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we got a few singles in now. That was the latest. We did Encrypted Wisdom. We did Big Dipper Godfist off of his King of the North Star project. And I got on Shakara too with him and Sick Nature, Calculated Strike. So yeah, and I always love like making a little video with my verse and putting it out there to amp it up.
Yeah.
That last hitting.
I represent him, man, all the way, man. Like,
no
that
doubt.
dude is amazing friend. Like I befriended him. Like he's like so nice. It's like easy to talk to. And he gets back to you. You send him a text, he hits you right back. It's like he's amazing, man.
Yes, very solid person, man. Very solid person.
Yeah, man. You don't meet too many nice people like that.
It's true. It's true. People are assholes, man.
So, Nedge, today we celebrated you, right? We went through your career, right?
Thank you.
People know. And if they don't know, now they know. Right? Right?
Yes.
Now they know.
Thank you for, for connecting with me like this and asking really dope questions and just having this beautiful conversation. And we gonna stay connected.
Oh, Nedge, I wasn't gonna stop until you got up here. I was gonna harass you every day, every week, what's going on?
You wasn't gonna have to do that. I'm here. We chopping it up. I'm glad we got to.
We appreciate that. But check it out. This is Let's Chop It Up with Zaz, and this is Nejma Nefertiti.
Thank you so much.
Peace. Stay right there, sis.
This is the Valley of the Queens, where you'll find the wives of ancient pharaoh kings, along the father of African river dreams, the longest and the strongest. Tasset Neferu, stylish, lavish, rap savage, refined above average. Queen Pharaoh, no marriage, through his cabbage to the lines, no baggage, pure swaggage, glamorous, the baddest, holding the highest status. Crook clear my apparatus, blue obsidian and gold, the greatest mystery ever told. Royalty so fresh you could never soil me. Words are magic and tradition, speak power orally. My rap supreme loyally, my Nefertiti crown adorning me. Cobra snake protecting me from the sorcery. Rock it accordingly, the Valley of the Tombs. MC's body like Merce, the big body Benz was in the room. Meet your doom. I got witches that push brooms. I'm on fire, and you can't escape.
Yeah. Might as well. You already know Zaz is tapped in. Yeah. Got your auntie tapped in. Got your nephew tapped in. Got your mama tapped in. All your friends tapped in. Might as well tap in. Come on. Got your auntie tapped in. Got your mama tapped in. Got your daddy tapped in. All your friends tapped in. Might as well tap in. Come on.
Woo, let's go.